if any of y'all follow me or have been following me for a while, you probably know all about my little affinity for tiny miniature pens, pretty much miniature things, but miniature pens really has a soft spot in my heart. No, really. I just think they're so adorable, and I have a pen. I actually have two of them to show you that are just so adorable, and they are from Magna Carta. Introducing or showing you the Trilly pens. Look how cute they are. And yes, they're wearable. These are actually necklaces. So let me put one to the side here, and we'll look closer at that soon. But yes, this is a wearable pen. It is a necklace. Here's a better way of looking at it. And you know, it has a little jump hoop here and some nice stacked resin beads that match the little pen. Now, I would like to note this pen did not come with the lobster clasp right here at the end of the cap. I installed that. And the reason why I did that is that, well, maybe I don't feel like wearing a pen or a necklace that day. So what I do is I just take it off of the necklace like this, so I can separate the necklace. And if I want, I can attach it to a notebook. So like this. Bear with me. Having these nails, it doesn't make working lobster clasps very easy. And when I put jewelry on, it's such a task sometimes to do this. Hold on, I almost got it. Oh, I don't have it. Anyway, I'm not gonna do this, but just like I have this charm hooked on here, you can hook the little pen up to the elastic of like a traveler's notebook or journal and just carry it with you that way. And so I have done that where I don't want to carry a huge pen with me, and I will carry the little Trilly with me instead. So I have it in two colors. See if I can just kind of put it up to the camera like this. So I have it in, the first one over here is like a purple and a light lavender and a gold resin. And the one over here is like a turquoise, green, and light blue resin. And there's also a third resin that comes in, and it has, I believe it's like red, green, and gold or something like that. But I really liked these two colors. I just think they're really pretty, and I felt like they would coordinate with a lot of my outfits. So not really today. I mean, I guess this one could go, but I'm wearing gold jewelry, so I kind of need something with a little bit of gold hardware to match today's outfit, just in case you wanted to know. So I'm going to continue to look at just one pen here. What I really love that Magna Carta does is this stacked resin. And it recalls the pens from like the old Parker Vacuumatic pens from like 100 years ago. Well, maybe not nearly 100 years ago, like 75 plus years ago, where, you know, it's just a beautiful resin and has a beautiful pattern. And I really love the way that they are doing this resin over there. Here's another example of it used in a pen. Is the Mag 650 uses that resin. I just love that. And they have different colors. Obviously, I tend to favor their blue color, but they do have this stacked resin. Whoa, that microphone's a problem right now. Oh no, the bracelet's a little big. Okay. Focus. Focus. Ah. Focus. So just everything's just up in my face. Okay. So, but I do like that. If you look at the stores that carry Magna Carta, which from the top of my head, Appelboom carries Magna Carta, and so does Goldspot. I can't think of any other stores that carry them at the moment. I believe you can get Magna Carta through Magna Carta. Not to mention, I think Heron goes to every single pen show in existence. The guy, I almost wonder, does he have a home? Or does he just travel around the globe to these different pen shows, which I'm kind of jealous, I'm not going to lie. and he just sleeps in hotels all the time. I don't know. I'll have to ask him that next time I see him. But here's a good for a size reference of this pen. The Trilly next to the Mag 650. As you can see, the Trilly is a tiny little gem. It really is. And then let me put the Trilly next to the Wancher Pikachu. I always have trouble saying that. Pikachu pen. And the Pikachu is tiny. You know, Pikachu is one of the tiniest fountain pens out there. And as you can see, the Trilly is quite tiny. It's a little taller than the Pikachu. It's a little taller, but it's definitely more narrow. And it actually is a more realistic miniature interpretation of a regular size pen. But I know what you're wanting to see. You want to see that nib. And I don't blame you because, oh my gosh, guys, the nib is the cutest little baby nib I've ever seen in my life. It just makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside just thinking about it. So I'm going to show it to you. Okay. I don't know if y'all can handle this because it's so cute. Okay. Is that not the cutest nib you've ever seen? And you know what? It's 14 karat gold. That is a 14 karat gold nib. And it has the tiniest little ebonite feet. And yes, it writes. And it writes really good. I have had it inked, let's see, since the DC show, because that's where I picked up my Trilly pens, was at the DC show just over a month ago, and I inked it. And these have been inked ever since the show. I mean, obviously, I can't use this for long daily writing sessions, and that's okay. I'm really into the novelty of the pen, and also if it is with me while I'm out, just to have a little pen to bring out and write with it if I need to. So it writes. It does write. Now, I know what else you're asking yourself. Is it a cartridge converter system? It's not. In fact, a cartridge is not fitting in there. This is an eyedropper pen. And it's been eyedroppered. I can't speak. It's been eyedroppered. I do have silicone grease right around the threads, so that way I don't want to have any accidents of it leaking, so it won't leak. And it's held up really well. But I mean, yeah, it eyedroppers the, oops, let me put this cap down for a second. It eyedroppers the entire section, so right here. And it is about the size, maybe just a little more than a short standard international cartridge, which I think is really awesome. I would open this right now, but I'm not going to because I don't want any ink to come out. I should have just only inked one pen so I could show you the ins and outs of this pen on the inside, but maybe another time when I'm cleaning it. So does it post? Yes, kind of. I don't believe it's really truly meant to post, but you can post it. So here it is posted. And that's another reason why I took it off of the chain and put a lobster claw at the end of the cap, because when I put it in my hand, I have it posted and I have it in my hand, I can kind of lean it more against my index finger to write with it. Whereas without the cap, I mean, it's really tiny. It's really, really tiny, but it's still, you know, you can still write with it. You just have to grip really good with your index and your thumb and to really keep hold of it. So that was one thing I found. I was just like, you know, I'm going to take this off the chain and I'm going to put a lobster claw in it so that way I could take it off of the chain, because with the chain connected to the pen, it's really uncomfortable to do that. I mean, because you have to kind of put the chain across your hand and it just kind of gets everywhere. And I honestly, it just was very uncomfortable and a huge distraction for me while I was writing with it. But this is perfect. So yeah, I know. Isn't it the cutest thing you've ever seen? Here, let's get the other one. I'm going to take the other one off of the chain too, so we can look at it, take a closer look at it. So, but yeah, here it is with the matching resin spheres, spherical shapes. So I think it would be really cool if Magna Carta were to create this pen with like a gold chain, you know, so you can do, you know, if you're wearing gold jewelry, or if you tend to prefer gold trim, you could have that option. And I think gold would have looked pretty good with this purple and gold resin. So here is the nib of this color, this adorableness. Look at that. Here, I'll show y'all the nib next to the Wancher Pikachu nib. So the Wancher Pikachu nib is pretty small. I think I just jumped out of my skin for a second there. Okay, I wasn't expecting it. Anyway, so let's put those. So look. And the Wancher pen, I mean, it's tiny, and that nib is tiny. So look at those feeds. And this is also an eyedropper as well. But I mean, just too cute. And I thought like the Wancher pen was like the tiniest pen ever. No, this Magna Carta is the tiniest pen ever. In fact, the design that Hiran and his brother, is it Hardik? Hardik, I think is his name. Love y'all both. Y'all both great. So I think when they were thinking of these pens, they were thinking of, you know, the old vintage pens. You know, back in the day, they had these old vintage pens that were connected to necklaces, and you would, you know, and pencils too. You wear it around your neck, and, you know, if you needed it, you had that available to you. So that's what this reminds me of, is like the old vintage pens, you know, from like the 1940s or something like that. And I always loved those pens and always wanted one. And I'm so happy that there is a modern version of that. So next to a ruler, I found that this measures approximately 2.5 to 2 3/4 inches, or not 2 3/4. Is it 2 3/4? Whatever. I'm an art person, not a math person, so whatever. Don't judge me. Don't do it. But here you go, next to a ruler. I just love this pen. I really do, and I have it. You know, I work from home, so I have it here next to me all the time. And every once in a while, you know, I'll be in the middle of working, and I'll pull this pen out and just start doing tiny little writing with it. I just love it so much. So I'm still waiting to see where these pens are going to appear. The last I heard, and this was a month ago, was that the first shop that was going to get the Trilly pens was Appelboom. And I've been watching Appelboom, and I have not seen the Trilly pens appear there yet. I believe Goldspot will also get these, and Hiran told me, and I'm not really sure if I'm supposed to spread this info around or not, but Hiran did say that Goldspot will have an Oporex version of this pen, and I saw it in person at DC, and oh my gosh, it is so beautiful. And you know that the Oporex version of this pen is going to cost a pretty penny. I mean, it is not going to be cheap, because we already know that Oporex is, I mean, it's not a cheap material, but it's so beautiful, right? So keep your eyes out. Again, I don't know how much these are going to cost, but I really wanted to, I guess, make this video for awareness, because I know there are a couple people who have seen this on my Instagram feed, and they are highly interested in these pens. And so just be aware, they're coming. They're coming, and I will do my part, and I'll ask Hiran again, where are the Trilly pens? Where are they at? Where are they at, bruh? Okay. All right. That's all I have. And that's how I'm going to have to do it like this, I guess. And that's how the ink flows.